Well, I think it's really important still to note that the big drivers of cost of living pressures are ones that are generated offshore. So in particular, COVID-19 pandemic and the pressure that that's put on supply chains. Obviously, we've got the war in Ukraine now that is putting further pressure on that. And so while we have to be careful with our spending, we've got to continue to be balanced in the way that we approach government spending. It is important that we don't cut our nose off to spite our face and take away funding that's really important in areas like health or education or housing.
Do you think Kiwis blame you for inflation?
No, I don't. I think New Zealanders understand that this is a global phenomenon. They only need to see the headlines every night where we hear that inflation in the US has gone over 8%. Inflation in the UK has gone over 7%. They can see the war in Ukraine. They've heard about the supply chain constraints. They know them themselves because they've ordered goods that aren't arriving as quickly because ships aren't coming to New Zealand as quickly. So I'm not surprised people are concerned, Ben, about the cost of living because it really is affecting people. What we know is that the government will always has to be careful with the way it spends money on behalf of New Zealanders. But these international factors, these global factors, are what is driving inflation. We're not going to reduce the price of food at the supermarket by cutting health spending. We have to look carefully at all of our initiatives to make sure that they're value for money and that they're doing the things that New Zealanders would expect us to do. But in this budget, for example, we are completely rebuilding New Zealand's health system. There is a one-off component to the operating allowance which is for that purpose. Other than that, the operating allowance is similar to levels that we've seen recently. But the job of making sure that we carefully balance our spending is one I take seriously. I know that the job of making sure that monetary policy plays its role is one that the Governor of the Reserve Bank takes seriously.